Hi again everyone, Gary Digital Williams here for Boxing Along the Beltway and for ProAmFightTalk.blogspot.com. Together we're bringing you this interview, and we are in Capitol Heights Gym, Maryland, at the 12 Rounds Gym. And we are talking to a young man who has taken a big step in his pro career, and you can watch that pro step on Friday, August the 3rd from Texas Station Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, when a guy by the name of Marcelo Gesta, undefeated, takes on our guest at this time. He is Ty Barnett out of Washington, D.C., and he will come into this bout, and he will take on Marcelo Gesta at Texas Station Casino on Friday Night Fights, ESPN2, coming up on Friday, August the 3rd. Ty, thanks for joining us, first of all. And first of all, how's the training going on, getting ready for this bout?
Training been going great, man. We've been in the gym ever since after the May fight.
Okay.
That Monday, I was right back in the gym.
Okay.
So we've been going hard every day since then.
Good enough.
Up and down.
Let's talk about that May fight a little bit, because what I saw in that fight was a Ty Barnett who had made some alterations in his game plan, did a lot of body shots. Now, the man that you're with, who I know was famous for body shots, and that's Andrew Council, he's no longer with you all.
Right.
So will we see, under Duke Buchanan, will we see even more alterations in the game of Ty Barnett?
Well, at the end of the day, you know, Duke, he's not trying to change my style.
Okay.
You know, we're just improving and trying to strengthen up the areas we're weak at. So, you know, you're going to see the same Ty Barnett, just a little bit more better.
Good enough.
You know?
Good enough. Now, prior to your dealing with Duke Buchanan, and even before with Andrew Council, you were with Barry Hunter, and I'm just going to say from my aspect, watching your career, is that, you know, with guys like the Petersons in front there, you may have been taking the back seat. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to start anything, in all honesty, but I'm just stating facts as they are. Was that the case? And if so, how did you deal with that?
Of course it was the case. You know, my whole career, I felt as though I was overlooked. You know, but like I said, at the end of the day, boxing don't owe me nothing. You know, I chose boxing. Boxing didn't choose me. You know, but I just, you know, I feel as though I deserve that same type of exposure that everybody else was getting. You know, I was in the gym every day putting in the work, you know, right beside everybody that you see on TV, you know, from the Anthony and Lamont Petersons to the Dominic Wades to the Fernando Guerreros, you know, but Ty Barnett never got his break, you know, and you know, it played on my pride a little bit, you know, and I lost focus at times, you know. Sometimes I felt as though I was doing this for nothing, you know, so it been times where I just said, man, I don't want to do it no more, you know, and I kind of lost my hunger. And you can see that on my record. You know, it cost me.
Those two losses.
Yeah, those two losses. You know, coming off of 2 long layoffs. You know, a lot of distractions going on outside of boxing, and you know, it's just, you know, no manager, no promoter. You know, I've been on my own.
Right.
You know, but I'm a strong individual, and I'm here today, I'm ready to take advantage of this opportunity.
Ty Barnett has 20 wins and 1 draw to go with that, with those 2 losses, and. One of the things I guess you managed to do while you were here was trying to keep busy, and you had those 2 cards at the Convention Center on the Keystone Boxing. What did that do for you? How did that keep you in your focus?
Well, I needed those 2 fights, you know, and I want to thank James Matavinsky and the whole Keystone staff over there for allowing me to fight on those cards, because, you know, in this fight game, being active is the key. You know, you got to be consistent, you know, and that was my downfall. You know, I took 2 fights, coming off 2 10-month layoffs, and I lost both of them. You know, I wasn't as sharp as I wanted to be. You know, things weren't clicking like they normally would be, you know, if I was fighting on a regular basis. So I knew going into, you know, taking a big fight like this, I knew I had to be active. You know, so I lined those 2 fights up, you know, and got the job done. You know, as you can see, on March 10th, it wasn't really clicking like I wanted it to, you know, but he was a veteran, Damon Antoine. He hung around, you know, hit him with some solid body shots, you know, some solid shots up top, but he was a vet, you know, he knew how to survive. But the next fight, Robert DeLuz,
another veteran.
Another veteran. I started seeing things a lot more clear in the ring, and I was able to pick my shots and break them down, you know.
Let's talk about that, because there's been a lot of debate on the Beltway and both Juan and our blog, about fighting guys that may not have the best of records in the world, but have been in the ring with a lot of folks and been in veterans. How does that, as a young fighter, how does that help you fighting a veteran boxer?
Well, you need that experience. You need to get those rounds in. You know, you need to know when to dig deep. You know, and those guys, they're gonna teach you a lot. They're gonna teach you a lot by getting the rounds in with them. You know, if you fighting guys that you can knock out in the first round every time you go out there and fight, you're not really learning nothing. And, you know, I've been in there with some good veterans, John Brown, you know, and a lot of guys, so it helped me a whole lot.
No problem. I mean, you look at Ty's record. I mean, there's only 2 guys on your record that have an under 500 record. You face some really good competition. John Easton Beast Brown is a world title contender, just to be on, just as an example, folks. So that all leads up to what you're facing on Friday, August 3rd against Mercedes Gesta on Friday Night Fights. First of all, what do you know about Mercedes Gesta, and what do you know about his style so far?
Well, you know, I know he's a southpaw. You know, he's fast. He has decent power, but he's real short.
Okay.
You know, and he hasn't really fought anybody. You know, and I'm a fighter, a real fighter.
Okay.
I come to fight. You know, so this is a big test for him, a big step for him. You know, I'm pretty sure it's nothing I never seen. You know, I done been in the ring with Zab Judah, Sean Bay Mitchell, Chop Chop, you know, Lamont Anthony Peterson, Dominic Wade, Fernando Guerrero, and Thomas Williams, all of them. You know, and these guys are 160, 175 pounds, you know, world title champions and things like that. So it's nothing I've never seen.
Okay, Mercedes Gesta 25-0-1 with 13 KOs, and we said Ty is 20 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw with the same 13 KOs. So you look at the situation, being on ESPN2, you're going across the country. How does that factor into your game plan, your training?
Well, it doesn't really make a difference. You know, I fought in Vegas before. You know, I'm gonna go out there a few days early, you know, get adjusted to the time change and things like that. But it's not a big deal to me. You know, it's not his backyard, it's not my backyard. You know, it's a neutral playing field. You know, and
That's true. Gesta is originally from the Philippines, now fighting out of San Diego, California. So again, you have 2 situations, but you've been in the main event. It's 10-round fights, is that correct?
Right.
10-round fight. Okay, so you've got a lot of big opportunities now to see one of your up-and-comings, folks. This is a guy coming out Friday, August 3rd, ESPN2, Friday Night Fights. And you talk about a lot of the people that you've been in, a lot of people from the Beltway region. That situation has to help you going into that next level. Would that be the case?
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing this for years, man. You know, I've been waiting on an opportunity like this my whole life. You know, this was my childhood dream, being a fighter, you know, fighting on TV and things like that. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready for that spotlight. You know, I won't let the lights get to me.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about that as well, because that's an issue that some boxers from this area, quite frankly, have had.
Right.
How do you avoid that?
Just staying focused, you know, and knowing what my job is at hand. You know, my job is to go in there and fight, you know, perform to the best of my ability. And, you know, that's what I'm prepared to do. You know, that's all I can give you is 100%.
Good enough, good enough. Final question before we go. You made a very good statement. I wanted to get back to it. You said you didn't choose boxing. I mean, you chose boxing. Boxing didn't choose you. Elaborate on that, please.
Well, I fell in love with the sport. You know, I love boxing. I love it, man. You know, so I chose to do this. You know, this is not nothing you play.
Right.
You know, you play basketball, you play football. You know, you probably see some kids coming to the gym. They think they want to box. You know, they start training in a couple of days, but as soon as you put them in the spot, they run out the ring, tell their mother, "Ma, I don't want to play this no more."
Okay.
But you can't play boxing. You know, and this is just something I fell in love with it, man. You know.
And being here in the D.C. area, describe being a boxer in the D.C. area. Describe what the scene is. I mean, describe what you see in the Beltway boxing area.
Well, I see a lot of talent, but I don't see guys taking the chances that I take, other than Lamont Peterson. You know, we fight anybody. You know, we step up to the plate, fight anybody. Anthony too, you know, but he hasn't been active lately.
Right. They're still looking for things for him.
Right. A lot of guys, they're not fighting nobody, man. You know, that leaves room for a lot of people to criticize you and say, oh, he's not built like this, he's not built like that. You know, you got to step up to the plate. You know, in order to be the best, you got to fight the best. So I'm willing to do that.
All right, looking forward to it as he fights undefeated Mercedes Gesta out of San Diego, California. That'll be on Friday, August 3rd at the Texas Station Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. You can see it live on ESPN2. Thank you very much, Ty Barnett. Best wishes to you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. For Juan Marshall, ProAmFightTalk, and for Boxing Along the Beltway, I'm Gary Digital Williams, reminding you as always to keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Take care.